From Pentastar to Redeye, happy 4th of July. This is Rip Roaring Garage. I'm Alex, and we have a more relaxed episode this week. It is the 4th of July weekend. Grab a cold one, relax, because we're about to have some fun and talk about what each one of the Charger or Challengers says about you. Okay. Obviously, we got the right kind of beer. This is the Conservative Dad's Ultra Light beer. Comes with this fancy thing on top, and it's making me look like a damn fool. How do you get to the beer? Okay. Cheers. One of the few times you can actually have a beer related to cars. When you're watching my show, when you're not driving, and just not even wrenching. I like to pay attention and not hurt myself when I'm turning wrenches on the car. So, cheers. Here's to freedom and what really made America great. Here's to all those that fought for our freedom and watered the tree of liberty. Happy 4th of July. It's beer. I ordered this way back, like 3 months ago. The back order is so bad that this actually I might be one of the few people reviewing this beer. So screw Bud Light and even Coors too. You're not particularly ingratiating yourselves with America. Let's get to the goofy stuff. We're on the Dodge website. Don't take this personally. Some of these things will be funny, and if I missed one of them, because obviously I'm not going to go through every single trim. I mean, holy moly, does Dodge have a lot of trims. More trims than a military barbershop. Okay, let's start off with the SXT. You can get it all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. We're going to do with rear-wheel drive. This tells me that you are kind of broke. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's plenty wrong with that, but no shame on you. Sometimes life doesn't go the way we want. But you like a fine looking car. There's no I don't judge people based on the whole, oh, you're a poser. Nobody's confusing this for a Redeye, okay? At least nobody that knows cars. I used to have a Granite, and I will say, if you get the Granite with the Blacktop, there we go. Granite with the Blacktop does give this car a bit of a kind of a police car look. I don't know why. People would pull over and do the speed limit when I was driving this. It was just a V6. I don't know. In our area, the cops don't have these, so go figure. Probably what I would do is get a straight up crazy color. Now, if you're somebody that has a V6 with a crazy color, plum crazy and sublime or go man go, that tells me you probably have another one. And that one is a Redeye, and you just want to pilfer this for parts when the buyout is over. So, Pentastar rear-wheel drive, it is the cheapest daily driver parts car. If it's all-wheel drive, you're probably a car guy's mom that wants all-wheel drive as a crutch until she can graduate up to, bigger balls. GT. I honestly don't understand why GT is a trim. They used to be separate as far as the all-wheel drive system went. One had it, one did not. And in fact, what I had was a GT Blacktop. And it was the Granite, which is a sharp-looking color. Nope, that's not Granite. There we go. Cute little car. Comfortable, big, huge trunk, perfect road trip car. As close to an original American car as you could get, since there's no more Crown Vics, Marquis, or town cars. And not every car has to be a asphalt melting, face burning speed demon. Now, while I'm talking about speed demons and speed and heavy metal and all that, there you go. The speed metal t-shirts are out, both in Charger and Challenger designs. And they are my own designs from scratch, so FCA, don't even think about it. Now, we get into the RT. What does the RT say? It's a Hemi. That was obvious. Low-hanging fruit. What the RT is basically the cheapest V8 you can get into. And that tells me you got good taste. And you're right. And this is the kind of car that any color doesn't matter. It's a Hemi. It's got that rumble. It's got everything that it needs. Rear-wheel drive and cold starts. And even the manual. There we go. There was the manual already. The manual. Yeah, there we go. You got the 8-ball. Technically, it's a 6-ball, but anybody plays pool knows black with the white and whatever. You will see me start to get a little bit happy because with my medical condition, I don't drink, and not the way I used to back when I was in the military. Salute to all those prior and current military members. So yeah, the RT, you are a car guy. You know what the minimum requirement a car should have. If you could get this car in manual crank windows, you would. And that is the RT. And now the Scat Pack, because it goes like scats after it's a okay. Those of you guys that might not know, scat or scoot or whatever, these were expressions back in the day, like 50s and 60s, like, you know, get out of here, scat, scoot, you know, that was where it came from. And the Scat Pack was a marketing ploy by Dodge to cover a bunch of cars that would go. It wasn't just one car, one trim of one car, a bunch of them. They were not labeled as such. It was just in magazines, print, and so on. That being said, I kind of like that we stick to tradition, even if the meanings may have changed or have, like, you know, if you hear like park rangers talk about, ooh, there's some bear scat, and we all know what that means, but screw it. This is our thing. We don't care. And this is the narrow body. So you want that 392. Again, bare minimum to get the 392, to get that extra bit of oomph, almost 500 horsepower. You are getting more serious. You're also probably divorced because this is all you can afford after paying the child support and the alimony. Let's be real. But hey, at least you got this and you're not driving a Kia minivan. Any color is good color. And now we get into the more hardcore trim, the Scat Pack wide body. You like to drive fast, and you also like to take turns. You have a little bit of money, but chances are you're eating ramen noodles. And I love it. You know what? Especially in a car like this, because if you maintain it, if you keep it good, you're not going to break the bank. Depreciation is not going to kill you. So, you know what? If you got it, keep it. If you want one, get one. The wide body just makes these cars so much more imposing, and that grip and the just feel of it when you're driving it. It is a glorious car. And you are my type of people. They're all red. Why are they all red? You could also be one of those few rare breed of Mopar gearhead that likes naturally aspirated. There are some people out there, because you can get this in a stick. You can get this with the shaker. You can get this with the red interior. Like I said many episodes ago, this is the quintessential Mopar guy's car with a touch of modern, the wide body. The shaker, stick shift. It's a shame I couldn't get one. I shouldn't complain because I do have the Charger wide body. More on that later. But I do have the stick shift, and it's gonna get a shaker. Yeah, damn straight. Moving on to the superchargers. Superchargers? Super Challengers? Okay, these are the supercharged models now. We're getting into the Hellcat, straight up Hellcat. This is the Hellcat that you can find cheap. Markups are minimal. Sometimes you can even get these with rebates and discounts because fewer people want the narrow body. They even call it like the slim body. I'm like, that's stupid. It's a narrow body. Let's use some more professional terminology. So the guy drinking beer on camera. Oh yeah, cold beer. So what this tells me about you is that you didn't really pay attention to what was going on, found yourself wanting one and had to buy one last minute. You tell yourself this is the one you wanted, but you really wanted the wide body. And you try to pretend it's a manual at traffic lights by moving your knee. It's okay. It's still an amazing car. You can make these quicker than the wide body because they are lighter. So there's plenty to be, to get hyped about a car like this. I got a couple of slim body, narrow. Well, I said it myself. Told you the beer is going to affect me. I'm not going to say how many takes this was. Anyway, so this can have narrow bodies have the potential to be faster. Obviously, 1320 is a perfect example of that, being that it's the fastest naturally aspirated car. And I'm going to get to the 1320. So the other thing about this is the stick shift. Yes, this is the only Hellcat that comes or came, or who knows anymore, because Dodge doesn't update their website, so it only shows the Torque Flight, the 8-speed. No 6-speed, but apparently they are taking orders for them, so we shall see. If you have one and it's a 2023, then you are the perseverant type, the kind that doesn't give up. When the world tells you no, you say screw you, yes, and you got your stick shift Hellcat. Now, obviously, next step up, we're going to ignore jailbreak. Just means, it's not like the old jailbreak. And I'm going to talk about that because there's more of those rather than whatever they're doing now. Regular Hellcat jailbreak, I think it just diluted the brand. They could have called it something else. We all know. Doesn't have the Redeye little red glint in its logo. That's okay. Most people won't know. Does have the dual snorkels. But obviously, this is, I think, the most under talked about trim, because the rarest car for each trim is a narrow body Hellcat, automatic or else, right? You had the stick. Those are going to be 10 years from now the really rare ones. I mean, we're talking just a couple of hundreds. The same also, I think, is for the regular Hellcat wide body. There are not as many as the Redeyes. So this tells me that you are a shrewd negotiator. You wanted the Hellcat, but you were willing to take one step back so you can really stick it in negotiations with your salesman, and you got it. So, tip of the hat to you, sir. I wouldn't want to be negotiating against you. And now let's get into the sleep deprived category, the Redeye Hellcats. And that starts us off with the Hellcat Redeye. They're all jailbreaks, but let's assume this is for all the trim, all the years, where it was just Redeye. You wanted the top. You wanted the best. You wanted to say you're the fastest car on the block. You wanted to hit 220 miles an hour. Well, not really. Not this one. So if you drive a Redeye, chances are you're kind of a dick. But we don't mind that here, because the reality is we're all a little bit of a dick sometimes. You got a cool car, you got a fast car, and you got that wine and that little red ruby, fake ruby plasticky thing in the logo that, a lot of people like to put it on their cars and fake. You are the person people fake to be pretending like be. you. Yeah, so rejoice. Unless you got like a really boring color, in which case you are probably modifying it and you just want it to look like a regular Redeye wide body, but who knows what you got under the hood. It's meth injected or God knows what. And now we're going to go into the 3 tricky special, what I consider special. And that's going to be a Scat Pack, narrow body. And you, my friend, before you even went through all the options, you went right to the bottom and picked the 1320. That eliminates most every other option between wheels, stripes, and interior colors, all that. You just wanted the demon suspension. You just wanted to go fast, naturally aspirated, air-breathing, freaking kicker of asses and dropper of panties. You got the 1320. You are hyper-focused. You know what you want, and nobody can tell you elsewise. I kind of relate to this, maybe for a certain reason. Just saying. Yeah. You gotta have the only options, 2 options. You gotta have the drag spoiler. And no sunroof. None of that. None of that. Where are you? Where are you? You need the hood pins. There you go. Hood. No. Yeah. Hood pin kit. There you go. That's my car. Actually, I did get the 1320 Plus. That's kind of the compromise. Although the reality is, let's see if it works. I think the guys that ordered the car without, on that, no cloth seat, no rear seat, and see if Dodge works. I have a feeling it won't. For the last 2 years, you couldn't get this reliably to work at all. Just because I wanted to see what it looks like with just one seat. That's the, I don't know. I think that's going to be the weird car that people are going to be looking at auctions and articles and all that. Much like the Demon that could only have one seat. Few, if any, built them that way. Obviously, a dealer won't do it because they want the widest net for a car. And very few people that order them were nuts. And I ran out of money before I ran out of sanity. Obviously, to be a fifth Hemi with just one seat. Yeah, not working, so there's that. Okay, that leaves us with what used to be called the Jailbreak. Now, the Jailbreak had a bumped up RPM, and that gave it 807 horsepower. You have a really big ego. You could not just be satisfied with the Redeye. You wanted more. You wanted everything. You wanted that top speed. You wanted to crush the Mustangs and Skyline and GTRs and anything. And this was not going to do it most of the times, but it's a good platform. But still going to the car show saying, I have a Jailbreak. Come on, what's more badass than breaking out of jail? Just a term. I don't know. It's kind of a universal cross-generational thing. This is that car. And these are the best guys to party with, have the best stories. Jailbreak. So, yeah, there we go. Get dual carbon stripes. Ooh, hot looking car. Tell me that's not primo. This is actually what I wanted to get until we get to the final category. And this is the super stock. The super stock means you're insane. You wanted a Demon, but not the Demon. You wanted it brand new because you wanted to deflower it yourself because you got issues. You got resolved, unresolved, and every other kind of issue. And If you weren't a man, you'd probably be in therapy. But instead of paying some idiot listening to on the couch, you went and bought fastest car off the line that you can get in 2020, 21, 22. Well, not 23, but yeah, this held the title. You wanted that. You wanted the top of the line, and more so bragging rights if you were one of the few people that managed to get one of these cars with no markup. And you did it. So congratulations. It's hard to kind of say because I'm one of these guys. I did actually get the full satin, not the roof, the whole shebang. There you go. This is the car that Dodge should have kept building. Mine has the black brake calipers, has the spoiler. You can only get one kind of interior when you have, I have the Mormon carton. Has a sunroof. Considering what I plan on using this car for, keeping it till the day I die, my sunroof is nice. I wish I was crazy enough for that, but I'm not rich enough to just cut up a brand new car with some third-party company. But does it show the little icon of a convertible? That would have been cool, but, you know, it's Dodge. What do you expect? You're dedicated. And all of you that bought these cars, you're not just doing it for yourself, for a car. You're doing it because you're preserving a way of life. This is more than just a car, especially if you're watching this show. These cars mean more. Even a little V6, 10, 20 years from now, some kid is going to buy that as his first cool car and is going to leave an imprint, and that will mold them into the future car guy. Many of you guys that follow know that I am trying to become president of my local car club. And I have some big plans, some of it meshing with what we're doing here, even chaptering out and so on. But the one problem I keep running into is the attitude of, oh, the young kids don't do this, don't turn a wrench, don't know how cars work, yada, yada, yada. We all started from somewhere. When I was 18, 17, I didn't know how to work on cars. I was living with somebody, an aunt, that said, you're not allowed to. You know, my yard, my driveway, my rules. You're not doing that. So I didn't. I couldn't. It took joining the military and working on aircraft for me to finally say, okay, I want to get into this and I'm going to learn. And I got myself the manuals, obviously the car. And that was the 72 Continental that you guys have seen. And I learned. That's how we start. You know, my father was never, you know, big with turning wrenches and engines and rear ends and all that. He did audio work, which is, you know, cool and all that. But obviously just getting a car to run is not going to help you much. And most of you guys probably, let's face it, most of you young guys don't have a father. And that's why you listen to people like Jordan Peterson or even Tate. Whatever. You know, we do what we do to make do. That rhymes somehow. So what I'm saying is, if you're at a car show, you see a young kid, reach out to them. Don't judge them too harshly. Because if they're at a car show, that's them reaching out to you. They're trying to say, hey, I'm here. I want to learn. Will you teach me? And what guy doesn't want to play the father figure to a younger kid, right? And don't be like, oh, you know, don't do it like that. Just normal, you know, say, hey, kid, you know, you looking for a car or whatever? What are you thinking about? So on. So that's, I think, my takeaway, because if us men won't look out for younger men, who else will? It's just us. Government, no. Women, definitely no. And very few of us are lucky to have like a mother that's decent. I'm going to go finish up that 6-pack. It's pretty good. I like this. Ultra right. When the left just won't cut it. Ultra white. When you don't want to be woke, you want to be put to sleep in an alcoholic coma. Ultra right. When you want to get drunk the right way. Okay, obviously I'm not in advertising. Buy the t-shirt. Speed metal. Happy 4th of July. I hope this was a little more goofy and fun and just relaxing. I will have the other one up. In fact, I'm going to get to work right now so I can enjoy the 4th. I'm probably going to post that on the 4th. So this is our regular scheduled one, and the next Charger one is going to be charging into battle on the 4th. So I'm Alex. This is Rip Roaring Garage, where oil is thicker than blood, especially now. Hand me that like, and I hope you have a rip roaring happy 4th of July weekend. Yeah.